All right, let's see. Tire initially rotating at 37 rotations per second slows down through 148 rotations in 5.20 seconds. What is its final angular velocity in rotations per second? Okay, let's see. I think what we're going to do, let's turn 37.0. There's a way to do this without converting, I'm pretty sure, but I'm going to do the conversion way first. So rotations per second, all I have to do is multiply that by 2 pi, and I'll get radians per second. So 37 times 2 times pi. I'm going to store that in U. It's 232.477. Right, so remember every rotation is 2 pi radians, so that's an easy one, right? And then 148, so this is our initial velocity, right? And then our 148 rotations, right? If I multiply by 2 pi, I'll get angle in radians. So 148 times 2 times pi. I'm going to store that in S. And that's 929.911. And that's radians. This is radians per second. Right, time is fine, seconds is fine, right? So I think what we have, let's just set up our SUVOT now. Right, we've got that the displacement is 929.911 radians, right? We've got our initial velocity is 232.477. Okay, and then we have time. Time is 5.20 seconds, right? And then we want to know V, right? So I guess what we use is a formula that has no A, right? And that formula is S is U plus V over 2. There's supposed to be parentheses, times T, right? Okay, so let's see. Now we want to find our final, okay. So let's just plug the numbers in here. So 929.911 equals initial velocity, which is 232.477, plus final velocity over 2 times 5.2. Okay, so now we are set. I'm going to take 929.911. I'm going to multiply by 2. I'm going to divide by 5.2. Right? And now I've got something that is, I've got 357.658. And that equals 232.477 plus V. So I'm going to subtract that. Right? I'm going to subtract. So I'm going to go minus that 232.477, right? And I get that the final velocity is 125.18, right? And that is, of course, radians per second. If I want to know rotations per second, I've got to divide that by 2 pi. Now be careful when you divide by 2 pi, right? Because every 2 pi radians is a rotation, right? You have to put it in parentheses, divided by parentheses 2 pi. So divided by parentheses 2 times pi, right parenthesis, is 19.92. And that's rotations per second. Okay, that's all well and good, and if you understand that and don't want to see how to do it without conversions, stop the video now. But now I'm going to show you just a trick. We didn't have to do this conversion, that conversion, and this conversion. We could have kept it in rotations per second, I'm pretty sure. Let's just see. If I put everything in, if my angle is rotations and my time is seconds, my velocities are rotations per second, I can do this. 148, that's my angle, right, in rotations is equal to 37 plus final velocity over 2 times 5.2, right? And now I'll do the same thing. 148 times 2 divided by 5.2. And I'm getting 56.92 is 37 plus V, subtract 37, and I get 19.92. rotations per second. Now, when can you do it? Specifically, you can do it when you're not using a formula with acceleration. Acceleration is very hard to do and to turn. Actually, rotations per second is not that hard. Rotations per second isn't that hard. Just be careful with RPMs, because if you're going from RPMs and you're changing that into acceleration, it's not a factor of 60, it's like a factor of 3600 or something crazy like that. Anyway, happy hunting.